Well, good
Evening
from Kuala Lumpur Airport in Malaysia. We had planned on being in Southeast Asia for a little while longer, but we decided that it was best to try to get a flight back to Atlanta before we couldn't get a flight back to Atlanta anymore.
Yeah, that's why we interrupted our Indonesian series, and now, what we promised before, we keep you updated with what's going on with our travel. In the past couple of days has been crazy here in Malaysia and the rest of the world. So about 4 days ago, Malaysia imposed the total lockdown for the whole country, meaning the Malaysian citizens cannot go out the country and any foreign visitors cannot get into the country. And we happened to be here for about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we are now technically stuck here.
But we're hoping not to be after a few hours from now. We're hoping to get on our flight.
And a couple days ago, the US government imposed the highest do not travel level 4. You know, that's kind of our turning point of making decision to purchase last minute tickets home.
We thought it would be a good idea to get home as quickly as possible. We're flying with Qatar Airways. We both have tickets home already. Mine was from Jakarta, Hollis is from Bangkok because we were traveling on different itineraries. I can't even get into Indonesia right now because of the lockdown there.
Neither Thailand now.
Yeah.
I think they just did it.
Thailand is
today.
probably going to lock everything down if they haven't already. We have no choice but get out of here as quickly as possible.
So we decided to purchase our tickets last night.
Yeah.
And it is crazy.
Already.
Yeah.
It's tripled in price.
Yeah. First time we checked it is about $500 per person. We checked it about 10 minutes later and it went up to about $750.
And
then
today,
we just decided to purchase it. So we got one-way ticket to Atlanta from Kuala Lumpur. And I think the last time we checked it is about $1,500
each
per person.
Glad we didn't have to pay that. So what we thought we'd do is interrupt our series just to show you what we have to go through to get home. We're in Kuala Lumpur Airport now, which is probably one of the busiest airports in Southeast Asia, and there's nobody here. I mean, we're hoping that works out well for us and that the flight might be empty, but it's just really super dead here. Speaking of that, one thing that we noticed here is that all of the airport seating has every second seat X'd out. People keep their distance between each other. So we're going to take you on our journey from Malaysia to Doha to Boston and then to Atlanta.
During this crazy times.
Yeah, who knew that our lives, everybody's lives, were going to be like a bad movie.
Don't touch my face. I just touched my face.
Yeah. All right, let's get on with our day. Let's get on with our wait.
It's definitely getting real. We just cleared the Malaysian immigration.
And I've convinced Hollis to put his mask on.
So from now on, probably going to be unmasked all the way to Atlanta.
Now we have to look for coffee and hopefully there is some.
We're in luck. There's a section of a food court thing. We can get some.
Had to walk upstairs.
Yeah, just some coffee and a late night snack. We got our coffee, but the bad news is that there's nowhere to sit because number one, a lot of people are sitting, kind of spaced out between each other, and number two, there are a lot of people just laying down on the chairs. So at the end, we just found this spot, sitting down with a lot of other people here, just enjoying our coffee. Still social distancing. We're trying not to get too close to anybody else. We just made it through security, now just waiting for our actual boarding to the plane. Supposedly just only half of the capacity, so I'm crossing my fingers it's not going to be sitting close to anybody else.
Except for me.
Except for you. Except for Michael. Thank you.
Hopefully no one sits in this middle seat. Been using our Clorox wipes. Clorox, the perfect wipe.
Yep, we are getting ready. Hopefully it's not the new normal, but for now, we're dealing with it. Just wipe off your nostril with it.
It smells nice though.
Lemon scent. Yes! Middle seat.
We're moving.
COVID-19. Common signs and symptoms of the vaccine include fever, cough, shortness of breath, and difficulty in breathing. You are requested to identify yourself to the cabin crew, and you need to... Welcome to Doha, the state of Qatar, your gateway to the world. The local time here in Doha is
7 hours and 50 minutes later, we arrive in Doha for about 2-hour layover.
Yep, we're hoping to find a nice little corner to sit in by ourselves so we can get ready for our 13.5-hour flight from Doha to Boston.
Boston, yeah. So looking for the lounge now. I think they are open, so at least we're gonna get coffee, which is what we need now. It's still 5 o'clock in the morning local time.
I've never understood why they thought that was a great thing to have in an airport. It's very, very creepy. Time to go to the lounge. So the Al Mahal Lounge is open at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, but we're just gonna eat real quick and leave the lounge because we don't want to be around too many people, but we are hungry and need a coffee.
I'm actually very surprised how lax people are here in Doha airport. We were so used to seeing people, everybody's in the face mask and the curfew and social distancing. People here at the airport, they don't really pay attention of what you think should be done here in this type of event. So everybody's still clustered together. Only a handful of people wearing face masks and they're just crowding all over the place, which is a stark differences here between Kuala Lumpur and Doha. And I just touched my nose. I'm actually surprised how bustling this airport is.
Yeah.
I thought it's gonna be completely dead.
There's no social distancing being practiced here by anybody but us.
No. And supposedly Qatar Airlines will cut 75% of their flights very soon, so that's gonna change everything here.
Yeah.
But it's on our way to gate C11 for checking in to fly to Boston. Exciting.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. From what I understand, it's gonna be a full flight, so there's gonna be no room between all of us. Packed for 14 hours.
Lovely.
Hello. All right, thank you.
People behind us have built a fort, which I didn't think you were allowed to do because they can't see your seatbelt. Have one anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Logan International Airport in Boston, Massachusetts.
14 hours later, we arrive in Boston, and it just occurred to me that exactly 24 hours ago, we left Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Man, it's been a long journey, and we still have about 4 more hours before we finally arrive in Atlanta. Still waiting. Oh, yay! Got his bag.
We got through customs immigration. I had to go through secondary for some reason, for admissibility reasons, which they didn't explain, which is just weird.
Could be anything, really. But
Yeah, well, I'm a Canadian citizen that lives in the United States. And then we had to recheck our bags and then go through security again. And now we're hoping that there's a place for coffee open because we're both exhausted.
Yeah, we're zonked, but at least closer to be at home. Looking forward to it.
And we had global entry, so we got through immigration a lot quicker
Really
than
fast, yes.
other people. Anyway, oh, I think Starbucks is open.
Starbucks.
Yes. Okay, that's what we're doing.
A couple of things that we expected but didn't happen is number one, a couple of people actually told us that you might be filling up like a new form of health advisory or
Nothing.
anything. Nothing like that at all.
When we got into immigration, there was no social distance. I mean, there wasn't a lot of people there, but there was enough to enforce like kind of a distance between people, but they didn't
Enforce
just
it.
a big line. Fortunately, we weren't in it because we have global entry, so we didn't get in that situation, but the people that were in the main immigration line definitely were cramped together. Because it wasn't a lot, it meant that they should have been separated apart, but they weren't.
Not many people wearing masks here either.
Right. And in Malaysia, they actually had the floor taped off in places with, you know, a meter distance at least between people.
Yeah, and
Nothing
then,
like that here.
Yeah, nothing like that here. And number two, I thought there's gonna be some kind of more like a temperature check at least,
Nothing.
or some kind of screening.
Unless it's being done indiscreetly? Or
Yeah,
just discreetly?
It's absolutely nothing like that at all in anywhere, including in Doha.
Yeah, I thought Doha was even worse. Like Doha,
Yeah.
nobody cared.
Glad to be here, I guess.
We just
Before
have 3 more hours to go.
before the U.S. lockdown, I guess. Knock
We
on
look
wood.
tired.
I think so. It's been 25.
I think my eyes look bloodshot.
Blood, yeah. But yeah, we're just waiting on our plane, our last leg of flight to home.
Flying JetBlue.
JetBlue.
You're
Rest of the
invited
way.
to board flight 797, service to Atlanta.
Thank you.
I think she called about 4 groups so far, and we're the only ones so far that are boarding. So there was this zone GROU on the ticket, and I just went up and asked her what it means, and she looks at me and goes, I don't know, you guys can just go board now.
It's pretty empty.
Not sure if everybody's on yet, but it's pretty empty.
Back half of the cabin. It's going to be 2 hours and 41 minutes once we get the wheels up.
Control has just given us a delay of just about an hour. Apparently, New York airspace is partially shut down. I believe they had somebody there get infected yesterday, and they quarantined a lot of the staff. And there's only one route to get south of New York now for everybody.
You know, you just gotta deal with it because there's nothing you can do about it, and everybody's in the same boat.
Just have to be patient.
Yep. Our 30-hour flying day is done. We have about probably another 45 minutes to an hour before we can get home after we collect our luggage.
Yeah, it's been a long, crazy day, and I'm hoping like throughout the time that we didn't catch anything or spread it to anybody, which I think, I'm not sure this will help, but at least
Who knows?
We think that's not gonna hurt us in either way. So for sure we're gonna go home now, hunker down, stop traveling for a while, and then for sure we're gonna do the 14-day quarantine plus more.
And then after this, we'll have more videos coming up from Indonesia and Malaysia, and really crossing our fingers that we can get out of here to do even more before this, after this is all done. Hopefully this doesn't last long. Otherwise, we're good. Now we're going home.
Yeah, and stay safe, everybody. Please, please, please stay safe, and let us know in your comment whether this affects you in any way, whether it actually, where you at now, and how that lockdown or traveling affects you, or whether you're excited to be traveling again.
And if you have any inside information on how long this is going to last, let us know.
Yes.
Because we don't want to be here forever.
Yeah, so good night from Atlanta, and thanks for watching.